Hello, everybody. It is a Tuesday, True Crime Tuesday, November 25th. I have to make sure I get the date right there. And it is True Crime Tuesday. I'm your host, Tim Dennis. And I have a co-hostess today, ladies and gentlemen. She is witty. She is intelligent. I think they're the same thing or a little bit different. She's funny. And of course, she's easy on the eyes. And I've got her not only for the first segment of the show, but the second segment of the show. That's right. It's fully contained, self-contained today. We'll get back to our regularly scheduled guests next week, but we're going to do a little rip from the headlines first and then dumb crime, stupid criminals. Ladies and gentlemen, let's bring her in. She's the author of not one, not two, not three, but four separate books all at the same time. She's the eater of worlds and the crusher of charts. We'll call it that. Ladies and gentlemen, here she is, Jessica Freeburg. Hi, Jess.
Hey, how's it going?
Great. It's going great. I take it all is well in your world. You survived the weekend, yes?
Oh, yes. Do you remember this was the weekend I went to my son's college and went out with him?
I saw the pictures, yes. It looked
Oh, I had a video I was almost going to post on social media, and I thought maybe I shouldn't because it was me standing at a bar and this beautiful, busty wait or bartender standing on top of the bar,
Mhm.
dumping a shot down my throat.
You need to post. Yeah, yeah, I think so. Yep.
Also, I was going to send it to you anyway, so you could see it and laugh because it was pretty funny.
I
But my
mean,
son's like, they have sip o'clock downstairs. I'm like, sips or sip o'clock? I'm like, what does that mean? He's like, you go down, they dump tequila down your mouth, and then they give you a dirty Shirley.
a dirty Shirley.
Dirty Shirley. I'm like, I've never had a dirty Shirley before, but she sounds really fun.
Dirty Shirley.
So, yeah, it was fun. We had a good time.
That sounds like something you have to look up on Urban Dictionary. A
I
dirty
know.
Shirley.
It's like what? It's a Shirley Temple, but they put like vodka and other stuff in it, I guess. I
Oh
don't
my
know.
God. I have
It
to
was a
look.
pretty fun bar.
Oh, that sounds fun. Wow. Man, if my daughter came up to me and said, "Dad, you need to try a dirty Shirley," I'd say, "Go to your room right now. I'm going to wash your mouth out with soap, and then I'm going to take a couple $100, go down to Hennepin Avenue, and find out exactly what a dirty Shirley is." Because I totally misunderstand what a dirty Shirley really is.
No, my brain went to bad places when he said it, but I was
Why?
like, well, I'm here for the party, so we might as well go have a
Why?
dirty Shirley, whatever that means.
God love you. Wow, your husband's a lucky man. I don't know what. Wow. Huh. Dirty Shirley.
Dirty Shirley.
Yeah.
That's what I did this weekend. I did a dirty Shirley.
By the way, did you cup your hand to your ear and listen real hard for the sound of a body rolling in a grave when the words Dirty Shirley were spoken? Because that was Shirley Temple rolling in her grave.
I know. I'm so
Yeah,
sorry, Shirley Temple. We took your innocent drink and made it naughty.
I know, right? Which, by the way, just a connected note there, 7 Up now has Shirley Temple in a bottle for the holidays. So you can make your own
Ooh,
Dirty Shirley at home.
yummy.
Yeah,
I think I will.
just figured I'd throw that in there.
I don't have to go out to the bars for Dirty Shirley. I can have Dirty Shirley right here.
Yeah, you can have Dirty Shirley at home. The home version. You can play the home game.
I do need someone to stand on top of maybe my island or something and dump the tequila down my throat, for
Uh,
the
that's why
ambiance.
that's why you have husband, right? You just put him in a speedo and put him on the kitchen counter, and
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't think his boobs are big enough for that job.
well, you can squeeze them together. I don't know.
I tell you, these girls, they were so beautiful. I'm like stuck staring at them. I don't know how all these boys are managing.
So wait a minute, you had women doing this?
Yes, it was these beautiful, busty girls. They were standing up there with their shirts all tight and low and leaning over you. I'm like, okay.
Do you have an extra spot next time you go to Iowa?
I'll send you the video. You'll see what I'm talking about.
Yeah, please
That
do.
was the other reason I didn't post it because I was like, this feels obscene.
Wow. Yeah, don't show that to your publisher.
I know I have to be careful. You never know because I like have kids that follow my accounts too that like to read my children's books. I
Yeah.
kind of forget that sometimes.
Yeah, you don't have a morality clause in the young adults contract, do you?
No, no,
Okay.
but some of my books are for like, the younger middle school kids.
Yeah.
I don't know. Did I tell you the other week I posted something when it was the full beaver moon about,
Yes.
and I said something to the effect of, "Oh, ladies, it's a full beaver moon. I think that means we don't have to shave." Like that's funny, right?
Yes, it's hysterical.
Okay, so my daughter, who is 15, a couple days later, she goes, Mom, her cousin FaceTimed her and said, Did you see your mom's TikTok? And she's like, Yeah. And she's like, You know what that means, right? She's talking about shaving her pubic hair.
No, she's talking
And
about werewolves.
my daughter's like, She's not. She'd never do that on TikTok. She's telling me this, and I'm like, Oh, honey, that's exactly what it means, but it's so funny. And she's like, It's really embarrassing.
Oh, come on.
So I took it off, and I'm like, I can't even be funny on my own anymore. My kids ruin it for me.
Tell your daughter to grow a set. Either grow a set or tell people it's about werewolves.
Exactly. It's
Yeah.
just about, I should have just said werewolves. No,
Yeah.
obviously, it's not about shaving their girl parts.
That's right. You look at her dead in the eye and you lie to her and you say, listen, I am a paranormal supernatural author and I am talking about werewolves. And then you turn around and laugh your silly ass off. Yep.
It was a great joke, though. I stand by it.
You should. It's good. That's good. I mean, come on. All of her friends' moms are squares. They can all be squares. Let them be squares.
No,
You're an
I
original.
straddle a fine line. I try not to embarrass them. I can't wait till they're all adults and I can just do whatever the heck I want.
That's right. I say you be an original, you be you, and don't let the kids stop you from being you.
That's right. I can crack jokes about my pubic hair if I want to.
That's right. God love you, Jess. Just continue being you. Kids. Can't live with them. You can't send them to Iowa to be drowned in tequila. Oh, you can, but
Oh, you can.
yeah, what do you do? Boy, do we have a big show. But
Ooh,
we got ripped from the headlines first, and then
okay.
we'll do dumb crime, stupid criminals. By the way, your daughter shouldn't listen to the second half of the program because she'll run for the hills screaming. Lots
I
of
told her don't ever listen to the podcast, honey.
yeah, yeah, boy, her little ears will turn red and smoke and fall right off her head. Yep. Why did I do this? Yep. I just did one
Yep.
of those. Yep. Um, yeah. Because on the second part of the program, there's a substantial lewd, nude, and crude, not safe for work part of the program. So she's
My
just
favorite.
she's just gonna have to deal with it. Yeah. Sorry.
That's
Sorry,
right.
kid. Yep. Yeah, your Uncle Timmy will have to send you a big old one of those big old sets of noise canceling headphones so you can, the ones that you normally take to the gun range so you can't hear anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you can walk around the house with one of those.
That's right. Sorry, not sorry.
Yeah, sorry, not sorry. All right, here we go. Rip from the headlines. This is the section you don't laugh at, Jess. So we get this right. Yeah. Don't go dead body in a freezer.
Oh my gosh.
Don't do that. That would be that'd
You
be.
know, the first time we did a rip from the headlines, I was super confused.
Mhm, mhm.
Like, there's nothing funny about anything he's telling me right now. What am I supposed to do with myself?
Yeah, yeah. Don't laugh at this.
I'm not going to laugh.
You can chime in, throw an opinion in. Just don't laugh after you throw the
I
opinion
won't laugh. I
in.
promise.
Although there is one story at the end of this that might be a little
I
funny.
can laugh. Okay.
Yeah, you can laugh if you.
Well, now I'm going to laugh because you're telling me not to laugh.
I'm sorry. Yeah. Oh, I shouldn't have thrown that in then. All
All
right.
right.
We'll start off
Your
with
space on.
okay. We'll start off with celebrities. We'll start off with celebrities who are doing unusual, evil things. You might have heard about the singer David, who is in some hot water. Uh, there is an age limit to this story. Some of you have heard of David. Some of you haven't. David
I
actually,
have not.
you haven't? You haven't heard?
No.
Okay. David was he started off as a TikTok star. He's now an R&B star. Um, David actually was performing here in the Twin Cities when they found a dead body in his Tesla, in the trunk of his Tesla.
Oh no.
Yes, it was the dead body of Celeste Rivas, who, poor Celeste, is a teenager.
Oh.
David is not a teenager. Celeste, I believe at the time was either 14 or 15, but she had a fake ID and was telling people, I believe, that she was 18 or 19. And she does look the part. And as a matter of fact, I've got a picture of her here. This is both David and Celeste right here.
Oh, she's so beautiful.
Yeah. And the rumor was that Celeste and David were in a relationship, at least for, I think, a year, maybe even two. Um, the disturbing thing here, Jess, to give you a little bit of background, David had a song. I believe it was unreleased, and I don't remember what the name of it is. I'm going to have a bunch of kids who will email me here. It might even be in the story. Uh, Essentially, I'm gonna paraphrase here. David had a song that essentially, in the lyrics, had something to do with killing Celeste or killing your girlfriend. Uh,
No.
yeah, which later
Oh.
came to fruition, right? Um, well, a new disturbing fact has come out about the case. By the way, David was out on tour when Celeste's body was found in the trunk of his Tesla. David later became a suspect. He just recently became the lead suspect in this case. There is a belief that there was a second person involved in the murder of Celeste. Well, now this tidbit comes out. The house that David rented had a freezer. We're not talking, that nice little freezer fridge combo that you have in your house. We're talking a deep freezer, a storage, one of those huge freezers, chest freezers. Cops are focusing now on the storage of Celeste Rivas's body. A suspect in the presumed homicide of Celeste Rivas had a freezer large enough to store a body. This a relevant fact since her body had apparently been frozen for months. Now, TMZ has a photo of David's rental home. It was taken a few years ago, and it shows the kitchen had a KitchenAid refrigerator freezer. Now, the freezer side of the appliance has a height of around 74 inches, a width of around 14 inches, and a depth of roughly 27 inches. The temperature can get as low as -8 degrees Fahrenheit. Take a look at the left side of this bad boy right here, Jess. Look at that.
Oh, is that where they think he stored her?
Yeah, that's where they think that he had her.
Oh, that's a beautiful kitchen.
It is, isn't it? Isn't that something? Look at the
Dang.
kitchen.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
Yeah. I mean, he was making some bank. I guess you can make bank on TikTok. I mean, none of us are, but you can, right? Uh,
Nope.
so Celeste she wasn't, she was a very diminutive gal. She was 5'3", 120 pounds. That was it, right?
Mhm.
TMZ broke the story. Her body was found in a bag in David's Tesla. It was decapitated and the arms and limbs were cut off. So it could have fit in the freezer if the shelving inside had been removed. By the way, a torso from a 5'3" woman falls between 15 and 17 inches long and 14 to 15 inches wide. In case you're measuring at home, I don't think you are, but
Please don't.
yeah. But for those of you aspiring serial killers out there that need to know, that's about the measurements.
I'm just over here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
How much again?
Taking notes.
Now, mind you, we don't know if police have zeroed in on the freezer, but as TMZ first reported, the body was partially frozen when it was found. This after an extended period of time in David's trunk back in August when it was hot in LA. The LAPD executed a search warrant on the home shortly after the body was discovered. There's also a video that has resurfaced on social media from September 4th of 2024 showing David in a house, which is not his rental, with an appliance box behind him. The box appears to be a convertible chest freezer with a movable storage basket. It has a capacity of 7 cubic feet. By the way, the last video of Celeste that TMZ saw is from September of 2024, and they don't know if this freezer has any connection to the case. but the timing is off. Now, remember, authorities say David went to a remote area of Santa Barbara County in the spring of 2025, and that's where they believe Celeste's body was dismembered. Now, TMZ broke the story that David took a trip to a remote area of Santa Barbara County in the middle of the night last spring and spent several hours there. A source with knowledge says authorities do not believe Celeste was ever buried in Santa Barbara. They believe her body was dismembered there. One source with knowledge told TMZ that one theory is that David and an accomplice, who is also a suspect, may have taken the body there, dismembered it, and then returned to LA, where it sat in a freezer for months. That's a different kind of derangement.
Yeah, you have to be really disturbed to one, kill someone. You
Yeah,
have to be disturbed to do that. Two, dismember them. That's disturbing. And three, keep their body in your house next to your ice cream, or the other side of your freezer is your milk. And
right.
that is messed up.
What I mean, because he claimed to have had this different kind of level love for this woman. He wrote multiple songs about her and all this other stuff. I don't know where there's a disconnect there for me. I mean, a huge, huge disconnect. So they're saying,
Yeah, that's like a sick level of love.
yeah, yeah. They're saying if this was the case, the question here is, why did the body end up in David's Tesla? There are various theories here, including the fact that David was no longer staying at the house because he was on tour, and other people were staying at the home who could have discovered the body. Again, this is just one theory, but TMZ was told the LAPD is methodically putting a timeline together to determine what happened to Celeste. So what they're saying is maybe she had been in the freezer all along. David goes on tour. Somebody discovers the body and goes, holy shit, there's a body in the freezer. How are we going to get rid of it? We got to get rid of this thing so that he doesn't get discovered with it. Maybe they drove off because somebody had control of his car while he's gone on tour. Maybe we'll just drive it off in the car, put it in a random parking lot somewhere. Nobody will ever find it. And they're not thinking, wait a minute, the car is registered to David as well.
That was a bad plan.
Yeah, someone's not thinking straight, right? Speaking of not thinking straight, another TikTok influencer, girl la la la. I'm sure your kids can tell you about her.
Girl, la la la.
Girl la la la. This is her right here, along with her boyfriend, who's been charged in the fatal shooting of her. She's a gorgeous girl.
Oh, she is. Yes. I
Yeah,
love her hair.
yeah, her hair is quite cool. Yeah, she's got blue hair, but she's got kind of a rainbow streak in the right hand side. She's got it parted. We go to Lauderdale Lakes, Florida. A man's been charged with first-degree murder in the November 14th shooting death of 21-year-old TikTok influencer. These kids are so young. I shouldn't say kids,
No.
but they are.
I mean, 21, that's a kid.
Yeah, 21-year-old TikTok influencer, girl la la la. They were reportedly in a long-term relationship, both her and her boyfriend. In a news release, the Broward County Sheriff's Office said deputies responded to a medical call around 7 p.m. on November 14th. They found the victim, whom officials identified as Maurice Harrison, but who went by Girl La La La, in the passenger seat of a vehicle with gunshot wounds. She was taken to a hospital and pronounced dead. According to the sheriff's office, 25-year-old Shanoid White Jr. was taken into custody at the scene. The two were allegedly in his car arguing, which escalated in a physical confrontation during which Girl La 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 was shot. White Jr. reportedly told detectives that he and Girl La 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 had been, try saying that 10 times fast, by the way.
That's a lot.
It takes a lot. Had been in a relationship for several years. He was charged with first-degree murder with a firearm. Surveillance video captured the moments immediately following the shooting. NBC Miami reports, in the video, White Jr. reportedly stepped out of the car with a firearm in his hand. When Girl La 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 leaned out of the passenger door, White Jr. reportedly placed her back into the car. Girl La 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 is a hairstylist based in Pompano Beach, Florida, and had more than 288,000 followers on TikTok.
No, I think I have like 600.
I'm personally, I'm up over 3,500 now on TikTok.
Hey, go you.
Yeah, I'm trying. I'm trying to, trying to hustle a little bit.
Trying to connect.
Hmm. Trying to create more family out there,
That's right.
Yeah. She described herself as a wig influencer and often posted day in the life videos. Now, NBC Miami reports that her fans are resurfacing videos from her career that appear to show conflict in her relationship, describing one video where she had cuts on her face. That's a little morbid, isn't it? To be
Yeah,
reposting all those videos.
that's really sad.
Law enforcement says the investigation does remain active, but they did charge the boyfriend though in that shooting. So, all right, we're going to Minnesota for this next story. I know you probably heard about this story, Jess, but I don't know how much attention it got nationwide. This next story has to do with a man who allegedly killed his female coworker with a sledgehammer because he didn't like her. We're going to Cokato.
Mm.
A man has been arrested and charged after allegedly killing his female coworker with a sledgehammer because he disliked her. Authorities were called to Advanced Process Technologies around 6 a.m. on November 11th after 20-year-old Amber Check was discovered at her workstation with severe head trauma. The Wright County Sheriff's Office said in a statement. Check was pronounced dead at the scene, despite first responders' attempts to save her. Check died from an assault with a blunt force object by a male coworker, according to the statement. Deputies took the suspect, 40-year-old David Bruce DeLong, into custody and was charged with second-degree murder. Wright County Attorney Brian Lutz said in a statement that he might consider a charge of first-degree premeditated murder, which I believe he should when you hear the circumstances of this. Court documents obtained by KARE say that surveillance footage allegedly shows DeLong approaching Check's workstation, striking her with a sledgehammer, then hitting her 4 more times after she fell to the ground. That's intent with malice.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah. Now, KKCO reported that the sledgehammer belonged to another employee, and DeLong allegedly told him, "I hit her with your hammer. She is by your toolbox. She is gone." Can you imagine being at work,
It's
Jess?
freaking cold.
Yeah. And someone coming up and handing you your sledgehammer and saying those words. "I hit her with your hammer. She's by your toolbox. She's gone."
Oh, I cannot imagine. That's actually crazy.
After being informed of his rights, DeLong allegedly also told officers he had intended to kill Check because he did not like her and that he had planned the attack ahead of time. So he admitted to premeditation, but still only got charged with second degree.
Why? That doesn't make any sense. He literally said, I deserve first degree murder.
Yeah.
First degree premeditated.
Yeah.
Put it on me. I earned it.
The Wright County Sheriff's Office says its investigation is ongoing. DeLong is scheduled to appear in court November 24th. Now, I had dug into the story on Care 11, and I think I also pulled it up from People Magazine as well. Care 11 had reported that Amber was a lesbian, and that was the reason that. And I think this guy might get charged with a hate crime. This is a picture of Amber right here. She's a gorgeous lady. There she is, right there.
Yeah, she's so cute.
Yeah, she's got a cute little pixie haircut there. But her father was absolutely distraught. She and her father were best buds, and they DeLong is scheduled to appear in court November 24th. By the way, he's being held on $2 million bail and is yet to enter a plea. But her father believes that this is a hate crime, that this was completely a hate crime, and that he had been stalking her for quite some time and was preparing this way ahead of time, that he was just looking for an opportunity to kill her.
Yeah, that's a deep dislike for someone that you work with. There aren't a lot of reasons that you could hate someone that much that you're just a coworker with.
Yeah. It's completely unacceptable. Completely unacceptable. I, you know, just again, you don't like somebody, leave them alone. Walk away.
Yeah. Live and let live. Who
Yeah.
cares?
And let live. Who cares? Who cares? You know, all you have to do is go to work, do your job, put your nose down, you don't have to talk to anybody you don't want to talk to. You have nothing to, you don't have to say anything to anybody. So the other story that's out there, Jess, which is incredibly alarming, is the death of this cheerleader that was found dead on a cruise ship. I don't know if you followed this at all this past week.
I have seen a little about it, and it seems like it's pointing in a really creepy direction of who they think might have been involved.
Yeah, the stepbrother of this cheerleader that was found dead on a cruise ship has been identified as a suspect now after her death. We go to Titusville, Florida, where the 16-year-old stepbrother of Anna Kepner, the 18-year-old cheerleader found dead under her bed on a Carnival cruise ship on November 8th, has been named as a suspect in her death. Court documents from an unrelated custody dispute between his parents, Chantel Hudson and Thomas Hudson, show they acknowledge that the FBI is investigating their child in connection with Kepner's death. The 16-year-old was referred to by his initials, TH, according to the AP. Thomas Hudson filed an emergency motion for temporary relief. The filing states the 16-year-old child is now a suspect in the death of the stepchild during the cruise. In response to her ex-husband's motion, Chantel Hudson requested a delay of a previously scheduled hearing. She invoked her Fifth Amendment right, noting that the testimony could have a prejudicial impact on her or TH during the ongoing criminal investigation. Now, Kepner was on the cruise with her father, her stepmother, Chantel Hudson, and 3 step-siblings, including TH. A law enforcement source told CBS the 2 step-siblings might have been in an altercation. Kepner reportedly told family members she was unwell on November 7th and went to her stateroom. The search for her began when she reportedly did not show up for breakfast the next day on November 8th. That morning, the housekeeper discovered Kepner's body under a bed in her stateroom, according to CBS News, and the ship returned to port in Miami on schedule the following day. Kepner's obituary said she was an 18-year-old high school senior who loved to spend time on the water. According to NBC Miami, Kepner was a cheerleader who hoped to one day cheer at the University of Georgia. Kepner's cause and manner of death have not been made public, and a final autopsy report is pending. The FBI has jurisdiction because the death occurred on international waters, and Kepner was a U.S. citizen. Investigators are reviewing onboard surveillance footage and swipe card data from the ship to determine who might have had access to Kepner's stateroom. Now, court documents state that TH is currently staying with a third party. So my question here, Jess, is if you're the parents, how do you treat this?
And can you imagine the strain that would put on your relationship? Because it's the stepmom's son, and she's married to the father of the girl that was murdered,
Yeah.
potentially by her son. Like that's a lot.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. I mean, how do you move past something like that, right?
Yeah, it's really, really sad.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. All right. Tell you what, we're going to take our break here. When we come back, Texas man is charged with murder after his roommate's body was found in a cardboard box by a bus stop. Not the cheeriest story we'll have this week. That's among one of the stories we have this week. We'll also talk about a Florida man who just might be, the creepiest man we've talked about in quite some time. Not only is he a murderer and a kidnapper, but he's a torturer as well and an escape artist.
Yikes.
Yeah.
He's really checking all the boxes.
He's checking all the boxes. And Jesus, take the torch. That's how we'll end this. We'll get around to ending this segment. Um, well, I won't say ending the segment, but it'll come up towards the end of this segment. Um, and Santa Claus comes in at the end of this segment of Ripped from the Headlines. That's how we'll end the segment. And then we have Dumb Crime, Stupid Criminals, of course, coming up later in the program. It's Ripped from the Headlines. Your friends Tim and Jess. When we come back, Florida Man, Florida escape artist, Santa Claus, Jesus take the torch, right here on Ripped from the Headlines on True Crime Tuesday. Welcome back to Rip from the Headlines right here on True Crime Tuesday. I'm Tim Dennis. My co-host is Jessica Freeburg. Hi, Jess.
Me?
All right, we're back into it. This next story, if you're squeamish, is probably not the story for you. We're going to Texas, Austin, Texas, to be exact. This man right here is not the man you want to run to in a dark alley.
Whoa. He
Yeah.
looks unhinged.
Yeah, if he had a little makeup on his face, wouldn't he be the clown from It?
Oh my God, he would.
Yeah.
Oh, that's scary. I can't wait to hear what he did.
Oh boy. Well, let's just say you don't want to if you're on Craigslist, you don't want to pick him for your roommate. We'll put it that way.
Ooh.
24-year-old man has been charged with first-degree murder after his 63-year-old roommate was found dead in a cardboard box behind a bus stop.
Oh my God.
Yeah. At 5:22 p.m. on November 13th, the Austin Police Department responded to a call about a deceased man behind a bus stop. They said in a news release, when officers arrived, they discovered the body of Robert Wentworth inside a large cardboard box. He was pronounced dead at the scene. According to an arrest affidavit obtained by the Austin American-Statesman, the cause of death was blunt force trauma to the head and neck, and the death was ruled a homicide. The lack of blood evidence at the scene led investigators to believe that the body had been moved. Investigators learned Wentworth had lived with a roommate, Aiden Hunt. That's the gentleman you saw in the picture, a few hundred yards from where his body was discovered. Hunt reportedly admitted to investigators that he and Wentworth had had physical altercations. After executing a search warrant at the home, investigators reportedly found evidence connected to the death. CBS Austin reports that the evidence includes large amounts of blood, as well as cardboard boxes with identifying lot numbers that match the box in which Wentworth was found. DNA evidence linked Hunt to the scene. Hunt was arrested on November 16th and charged with first-degree murder. Now, CBS Austin is also reporting that he's in custody with $100,000 bond.
Right.
I say just $100,000 bond. That doesn't seem like enough, does it?
No, hopefully no one gets him out. But like, how much meth do you have to be on to be like, yeah, I'm just gonna kill this guy and like stick him in a box and put him down by the bus stop. No one will notice.
Yeah.
They'll never link him back to me.
Yeah. You're not in your right mind when you
Oh,
stuff like that.
no.
You just aren't.
Yikes.
We go from out of your mind putting people in cardboard boxes to out of your mind and killing people in campgrounds.
This is why I don't camp.
Right? The Holiday Inn is perfectly acceptable if you want to camp out.
Yeah, you can't lock your tent.
Well, you can, but you can also pick it up and carry it away.
Yeah, like I don't need to sleep in fabric, that's for sure.
Yeah. This man right here, I'm going to tell you why exactly first of all, I'm going to tell you why exactly this man is scary, but you can pretty much tell by looking at him.
Well, he's scary. Yeah, he just looks a little intimidating.
He looks a little vacant. There's something vacant about the eyes. The eyes are a little daunting. This man with white supremacist ties is convicted in a campground killing that was first reported as a bear attack, Jess.
Whoa, what did he do that made him think it was a bear attack?
This is how savage it was. We're going to Bozeman, Montana. By the way, folks, when you like to go out in the woods looking for bear or Bigfoot or whatever it is, and you think you're completely safe out there, I want you to remember this story. All right, here we go.
So when we go squatching, we're staying at a hotel
That's
not
right.
far away from
That's
the
right.
trails. Yeah.
Holiday Inn and not the Express. We're going full 4-star. Yeah. That's right. Or Marriott. We can go Marriott. They have great, great beds at the Marriott.
I mean, either way, as long as there's a breakfast in the morning, I'm good.
That's right. Continental breakfast. We need the continental
Hmm.
breakfast. A man with ties to white supremacist groups has been found guilty of deliberate homicide and tampering with evidence in the 2024 killing of another man at a remote campsite. A jury has found Darren Christopher Abbey guilty in the 2024 death of Dustin Kearsom. The Gallatin County Attorney's Office said in a statement November 12th. Investigators say Abbey, then 41, met Kearsom at a campground near Big Sky, Montana on October 10th of 2024. Abbey told authorities that he arrived to find the site he planned to use was occupied by someone else. That's what tipped him off. That's what got him going, Jess. Someone's on my campsite.
Wow, that's all it takes.
That's all it took. Hair trigger temper right there. Gallatin County Sheriff Dan Springer said Kearsom was welcoming toward Abbey and offered to share a beer with him at that point. Here's a beer, don't kill me. After reportedly having drinks in Kearsom's tent, Abbey attacked Kearsom with a block of wood, an axe, and a screwdriver before fleeing with Kearsom's firearms, cooler, and cell phone.
Just a straight up lunatic.
Yeah, pretty much. Kearsom's girlfriend and a friend found his body and reported his death as a bear attack at that point. When no sign of a bear was found, it became a homicide investigation. Abbey's DNA was recovered from a beer can at the scene. See, he wasn't great about cleaning up afterwards.
Mhm.
Abbey initially claimed he had acted in self-defense, but there was allegedly inconsistencies in his story. The AP also reports that an inmate said Abbey was affiliated with white supremacist groups and allegedly had a tattoo of a swastika, according to records from the State Department of Corrections. Sentencing is now set for December 30th. Abbey remains in custody pending that hearing. So again, folks, that's why we don't camp. That's why we don't go to the campsite. That's why we don't invite people over for a friendly beer.
No beers in my tents.
That's right, because you might end up dead. D-E-D, dead.
Savagely dead. That is quite the attack. Like everything he could find, he attacked him with.
That's right. That's right.
Crazy.
All right, Jess, we're going to Florida for this one. I'm going to show you a picture of this man right here. And if you didn't know better, you might say he's a second coming of Houdini.
Is he a little escape artist?
A little bit. He's dangerous. This guy's dangerous. We're going to Ocala, Florida, where a man has been arrested in connection with the death of a British woman whose remains were found in a wooded area. If I remember right, I think this story is the bizarre story. I mean, let me get into it. This one, I think, kind of shocked even me. Interpol is involved in this one and contacted the Florida Department of Law Enforcement on October 13th when 32-year-old Sonia Exelby was reported missing after not arriving home to England on a return flight from Florida. Now, FDLE officials in the Marion County Sheriff's Office investigated and located human remains in a shallow grave on October 17th. Exelby died from four sharp force injuries. There we go, probably from a knife, according to an autopsy report. The FDLE arrested 53-year-old Dwayne Hall on charges of first-degree murder and kidnapping in connection with Exelby's death. Hall was already in custody on fraud charges associated with Exelby's credit cards. So they had got him for using her credit cards. Now they're going to get him for her death. Hall and Exelby met on a fetish website where Exelby had expressed the desire for someone to abuse her.
No, that's not a great idea.
Yeah. No one's ever asking for anything like this, but my God,
No.
I mean,
Yeah.
you're putting yourself in a horrible situation.
What kind of a person are you going to attract with that request?
Right, right. Investigators recovered a letter Exelby wrote in which she hoped to be, quote, mutilated and disabled for the rest of my life, unquote.
What?
Yeah. She wanted to be beaten to the point where she was mutilated and disabled.
Oh my God, that's so sad. Why would anyone feel that way?
I don't know.
That's not like a sexual thing. That's like I hate myself.
Yes, that's a self-hatred thing.
Yeah, that's so sad.
According to an arrest affidavit obtained by WTVT, Hall initially denied knowing XLB, but evidence showed them together. The license plate on Hall's car was reportedly scanned and read on October 10th when he picked up Hall from the airport in Gainesville. And the two then reportedly went to an Airbnb that XLB had reserved and paid for. In addition, surveillance and bank records show Hall reportedly bought a gun, cleaner, rope, and shovel before picking up XLB, according to WTVT. I'm a little shocked by that. According to WFTV, investigators said XLB sent messages to friends on Discord while at the Airbnb with Hall. One message read, "I thought he'd do it quick and not give my mind time to stew." So there was a waiting period.
What?
Hall also allegedly recorded videos of XLB covered in bruises and cuts while asking for her consent to be stabbed.
I'm so confused by this story. Like she wanted him to kill her.
On October 14th, Hall allegedly sent a package to a friend that contained a knife. In a jail phone call on October 27th, Hall allegedly told his wife to look for a package to be delivered in 6 months. Authorities later found a knife with XLB's blood on it inside the package Hall had sent. Interpol told the FDLE that a 2024 report showed XLB was suicidal and hoped to travel to meet someone who would kill her. She was treated that year, but followed through with her plan when she met Hall. A judge denied bond at Hall's first court appearance. The investigation remains active.
Wow, I've never heard a story like that. I don't even know what to say. Something out of a Black Mirror episode.
Yeah. Incredibly creepy. This is the escaped artist. I got my Florida offenders mixed up.
Okay.
This is the escape artist right here. That one was just plain creepy. This one's still creepy, but I think this is the escape artist. We're still in Florida. This guy right here is the second coming of Houdini. That other guy was just plain evil. This guy's plain
All right.
well.
But he's shifty.
He's a shifty kind of evil. This headline, again, we're going to Tampa, Florida, north of Ocala, I believe, where this Florida sex offender was arrested after allegedly faking his own death in 2010. So he's
okay.
He's creepy and he's an escape artist. A Florida sex offender who allegedly faked his own death was arrested by U.S. Marshals in Indianapolis after evading law enforcement since 2010. On November 13th, U.S. Marshals announced that they had arrested Gary Howard, all of 76 years old. Boy, he sure moves well for 76, doesn't he?
I hope I'm that agile when I'm 76.
I hope so, too. Well, I hope you. I'm not saying that for you. I'm saying it for me.
No, I mean, I hope we're not doing that to show our agility, but.
Right. Yeah. I'm like, I hope you're that agile, too. I mean, that's kind of creepy.
Wink, wink.
Yeah, wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
This took a turn.
And over a sex offender story. So, I'm
no.
I get creep of the week. Oh boy. All right, let's just keep reading. November, see, you can laugh during Rip from the Headlines. On November 13th, the U.S. Marshals Service announced that they had 76-year-old Gary Howard. Again, he's incredibly agile, designated sex offender for life in Florida. He was convicted of 22 counts of possession of child pornography in 2007. Howard had been required to register as a sex offender, but violated his probation in 2010. He successfully evaded law enforcement until his arrest. Allegedly, a rental car registered to Howard was found in 2010 near Mosey Lake in Morganfield, Kentucky. It reportedly contained evidence staged to appear like Howard had taken his own life. A lengthy investigation by U.S. Marshals Service, Western District of Kentucky, and the Great Lake Regional Fugitive Task Force found that Howard had relatives in the Indianapolis area. U.S. Marshals tracked him to a historic neighborhood where he was arrested on the front porch of a home. You know, if you're going to fake your death, you probably don't want to go to a relative's house. That is a dumb move.
Just hang out on their front porch.
Yeah, just be on the front porch. That's just asking to get arrested, right? Howard allegedly admitted that he had hoped he would be dead before authorities caught up with him. Well, then why don't you just take yourself out?
Yeah, no kidding.
You know? WTVT reported that Howard is awaiting extradition back to Florida, where he faces prison time for probation violation. In addition, he faces 32 possible charges for failing to register as a sex offender in Florida. Prosecutors in Indiana also plan to pursue charges as well. The great sex offender Houdini. It's the only thing I keep thinking of. All right, we're getting close to the end of Ripped from the Headlines here. I teased Jesus Take the Torch. We go to Tennessee. Have you ever heard of Soddy Daisy, Tennessee?
No.
It's kind of an interesting town name.
Yeah, Soddy Daisy.
Soddy Daisy. We go to Soddy Daisy, Tennessee. This man right here believes he's got a hotline to Jesus.
Does he now?
Yeah. Let me tell you how, though, Jess. It's a little disturbing. Boy, oh boy. A Tennessee man allegedly set a woman on fire after claiming he was Jesus. He claims he's the head honcho.
Oh, Lord.
Well, don't call him that to his face. He might answer. A man is in custody after deputies alleged he doused a. Let me try that again. A man is in custody after deputies alleged he doused a woman with gasoline and set her on fire, leaving her with third-degree burns on over 70% of her body.
Dang. Oh, that's the word. That's so painful.
I got to know what the rationale was here.
Mm.
Neighbors called 911 on November 11th when they saw a badly burned woman and a camper on fire, according to an affidavit obtained by WSBT. When Hamilton County Sheriff's Office deputies arrived, they found 58-year-old Angela Palacio lying in the driveway. She was still conscious and reportedly told first responders, "Chris did it. He poured gas on me. He's lost it." Oh, dear God.
Poor girl.
A witness to the scene, Steve Ellis, told 39-year-old Christopher Medulla at gunpoint, or held rather 39-year-old Christopher Medulla at gunpoint. Could have told him a bunch of stuff too, as far as I know. Palacio was airlifted to a hospital where she died of her injuries. Oh, dear God. A relative decided to remove life support when she got there. Officers reportedly found a lighter in Medulla's pocket and noted that he smelled strongly of fuel. He allegedly said, "I poured gas on her," when asked how this fire started. In court documents obtained by People magazine, Medulla allegedly claimed to Ellis before officers arrived that he had to do it because Palacio was the devil who was poisoning the world and that he was Jesus.
That makes zero sense whatsoever, but okay.
Yeah, it doesn't register on the truth meter, right? Medulla was taken into custody and charged with attempted first-degree murder, aggravated arson, and aggravated assault. Palacio was still alive at the time Medulla was initially charged with attempted murder, but the sheriff's office said that would be upgraded to first-degree murder. Medulla's criminal history dates back to 2005. Well, you can't be Jesus if you have a fucking criminal record. I don't know how to tell you that. Right?
I mean, the naughtiest thing he did was turn water to wine. So,
well, he overturned the tables in the temple. Come on, Jess.
oh, that's true.
Yeah. But even that was just disorderly conduct.
That's right. Definitely not first degree murder.
Wasn't first degree murder. Medulla's criminal history dates back to 2005 and includes arrests for assault, domestic assault, and aggravated assault. The last I hear, Jesus didn't punch out Mary Magdalene.
No, he was not beating up his girlfriends.
Mm-hmm.
That's so sad because you think it probably was that same girlfriend that he was beating up. So she just had such a hard
Yeah.
life.
Yep. At his first court appearance, a judge ordered Medulla to undergo a forensic mental evaluation to determine whether he's competent for the case to proceed. Spoiler alert.
I
I
mean, do you
no.
think he really thinks he's Jesus, or is he just saying that because he's like, well, if I act like I'm crazy,
Yeah, I think he's bullshitting. I think he knows he's in deep,
yeah,
deep trouble. Yeah, I think he knows he's
throw
going.
the book at him.
Yep. Medulla remains in the Hamilton County Jail, according to WRCB. His next court appearance is February 9th of 2026. Yeah, I think you're right, Jess. Throw the book at him. We don't need him. That's all I got to say. We don't need him. Throw the book at him. All right. One last story here, and then we're on to dumb crime, stupid criminals. A business has set its record straight. Thank God. You know, it's that time of year, Jess. It's Christmas time. And I know when your kids were younger, maybe you still do. I don't know. Maybe the kids still like this. You would take them to go visit Santa Claus and tell them what they wanted for Christmas.
Oh, yes. What's my favorite?
Although I'd pay good money to see Logan sit on Santa's lap right now.
We should do that this year. That'd be hilarious. We should recreate one of the old pictures.
I think that would be funny. Yeah,
They can wear footsie pajamas.
yes. See, now you're thinking. Now bring them to one of the local malls. Have all of them sit on Santa's lap and watch them ask for workers' comp. I want to see that happen.
Logan breaks his lap.
And I want an NFL contract, and I want yeah, I want to see that happen. It'd be kind of fun.
Oh.
There's one business in particular in Tacoma, Washington, that made a huge mistake. By the way, kids, if you're listening I don't know why you're listening to this program, but if you're of the age that is full of puppy dogs and rainbows and good thoughts and wishes, plug your ears and do that in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Don't listen anymore, right? Don't listen, because I'm about to reveal the secrets of the universe. Okay. So there's a business that went to hire a Santa for the holidays.
Okay.
And they made a terrible mistake, Jess. It's a terrible, awful mistake. I'm about to tell you what that terrible, awful mistake is.
What did they do?
Well, this business is now setting the record straight. They had no clue that the man playing Santa at their establishment killed his wife years ago.
What?
You can't.
Santa killed Mrs. Claus?
Well, he killed his real wife years
What?
ago. Yes. Yeah. He unalived her.
Wow, they don't do background checks on Santa? I knew it. I knew that Santa wasn't safe.
See? Have you ever taken the kids to the mall and you think that maybe this Santa's a little
Oh,
shady and not Slim Shady?
literally, I feel bad, but every time. And even worse with the Easter bunny. I was always like, what kind of a pedophile is in that bunny costume?
Right? See?
Uh,
Not all Santas are pure of heart.
he was a murderer. That's
Some
crazy,
some just need some liquor money.
I guess.
Yep. All right, we go to Tacoma, Washington, where a man who planned to play Santa at a local swap meet. Okay, there's your first mistake. Go into the swap meet to meet Santa.
It's like a high class garage sale,
That's right.
only not super high class.
No, not super high class. No, no. A man who planned to play Santa at a local swap meet during the holidays has sparked outrage and prompted a business to apologize to the victim's family. Robert Selland, who killed his wife, Carol Selland, in 2011, was released from Western State Hospital under conditional release last year. That's right. He's only been out a year and he wants to play Santa. God.
Released from the mental hospital after killing his wife, and now children are going to sit on his lap.
Yeah, now can the kids come sit on my lap, please?
No.
No, bad murderer, bad. Do you bop him on the nose or do you hit him on the wrist? I don't know which one it is, but
Kick him in the nads and run away.
I think so. I think you're right. Selin announced on Facebook his plan to be Santa at a swap meet outside Taqueria El Carbone from late November through December. So he just announces, he's like, hey, everybody. Hey, all my friends out there in Taqueria El Carbone land. You like I did that? Taqueria El Carbone land. By the way, keep ice away from me. I'm going to be Santa. And the good folks at Taqueria El Carbone say, ¿por qué? Because, that's not happening. No. They wanted to clarify the bit because they were shocked. They were like, are you kidding me? Buster Brown? As I try to get the story to open. Don't you love ads?
No, I don't. They're the worst.
I don't either. Cheryl Gasik, who is Carol's sister, expressed her shock and pain, saying, I couldn't imagine a child sitting on a murderer's lap. I wouldn't want that for my child.
No.
Gasik and her family have been struggling with the trauma of losing Carol. She expressed her pain, saying she can't breathe another breath of fresh air. The family was shocked to learn that Selland was planning to play Santa during the holidays, with Cheryl stating, to know that he's out walking the streets, living his life, we live with that every day, and it's tough because she's not coming back. Taqueria Al Carbon, the business where Selland planned to play Santa, was unaware of his criminal past. Whoops. Julio Garcia Linares, I love rolling the R's, by the way.
You're very good at it.
Thank you. Representing the business, said, we didn't know about his past and apologized for any misconceptions. On behalf of my parents who run this establishment, they just want to apologize for any misconceptions. The business has asked Selin not to come around, and at least until they have a chance to speak to the family, with Garcia Linares stating, we have basically told him that for the time being to not come around until we have a chance to speak to the family. Cheryl Gasik expressed gratitude to the business's response, saying, I'm grateful that there are good people in this world. She hopes that Selin will be banned from the event permanently. The Gasik family hopes that Taqueria El Carbon will follow through on their promise to ban Selin from playing Santa, ensuring that he will not be present at the event. I think they're saying, well, we just want to talk to the family. We assure you everything's going to be okay. And Cheryl Gasik is going, are you kidding me?
Yeah, they kind of make it sound like, oh, just let us talk to the family and then we'll reconsider. No, there's nothing to even think about.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's just a hard no. You killed someone, you don't get to be Santa.
Right. We're not.
There's lots of other jobs you can do, but that is not one of them.
That's right. How about ditch digger? Ditch digger is good. Santa Claus, not good. We got a job for you, but it's nowhere near kids. Nowhere near kids. All right. With that, it's time now for us to lighten things up a bit. And it's time now for Dumb Crimes and Stupid Criminals.
It's Crayon News story time.
What happened with this dude, Christ Bearer? I heard he cut his penis off and then jumped off a balcony.
Suspect pulls gun from butt, shoots twice at Denver police.
What is your emergency? I need help. And what's the problem? I'm too high. You're too high? Yeah.
All right, it's that time again. The time you've all been looking forward to. It's time now for Dumb Crimes and Stupid Criminals. I've introduced her once already. I would do it again, but that we have a quota for introduction, so
It would be redundant. It's still me.
Yeah, it's still Jessica Freeburg, and not that we don't want to downplay you, Jess, because you are the star of the show, but we don't want to downplay that. But the effervescent Jessica Freeburg. There we go.
I'm here to giggle, and I get to laugh. That's round.
Yes, you get to laugh at these stories. Yeah.
Although I think I laughed a few times in the last one, but I blame you for that because you were kind of funny.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to be.
Darn it.
Yeah. Well, that was accidental, if anything. Accidental. Was it the Taquiera al Carbon?
I mean, yeah, I don't think you can help it. You're just a funny guy. And so, we're talking about murder. We're still going to laugh a little.
Maybe
Just
funny,
not at the stuff that's not funny.
maybe funny looking, but funny intentionally. All right. Stories. And by the way, folks, if you lock the kids away for the first segment, keep them locked away because we're only a few stories away from lewd, nude, and crude.
It's only going to get worse.
Yeah. The not safe for work portion is coming up here relatively soon. We only have a few legit stories in Dumb Crime, Stupid Criminals today. We'll start it off with, by the way, if you're going out drinking and driving this weekend, don't touch anybody's gun. That's the first story we're going to start with. Leave your hands to yourself. Don't go touching other people or their guns if you're drunk. And by the way, it's cold and flu season now. I don't know if you noticed this, Jess. Everybody has a cold. I don't know what it is. I think it started with the little booger pickers there in school. They're already touching each other. They're all spreading it and they're bringing it home to the parents. And now everyone's sick. So, happy Thanksgiving.
The most wonderful time of the year.
That's right. Everyone's going to get it at Thanksgiving. So if you're trying to fight your colds with NyQuil or 7 bottles of NyQuil in this case, yeah, don't bring a firearm with you. That's the moral of the story here in Thurston County, Washington, where there's video involved in this. And I may post the video for this. It's
okay, you should.
Yeah. Newly released videos show the moments a suspected impaired driver grabbed a Thurston County Sheriff's deputy's gun during a fight at the scene of a car crash last month. The deputy was driving home on October 15th when she came across a crash at the intersection of Pacific Avenue Southeast and Old Pacific Highway east of Lacey. KOMO News obtained video of the incident this past week through a public records request, which is probably the only way you're going to get it out of their cold, dead hands. I'm sure it's embarrassing. The video shows the deputy alerting dispatchers of the crash and requesting additional units to help at the scene. Now, shortly after, the deputy radios that one of the drivers was not complying with her orders to stay out of his car and show his hands. Not good.
Bad idea.
Yeah, don't go rooting around the cop's vehicle. They don't like that. Yeah, they have these little things on their hips called guns, and they have these other things called tasers, and they're not afraid to use either one, right?
Either one's going to mess you up.
Oh, yeah. Video from the deputy's body camera shows a suspect charging at her, which point she deploys which one, Jess, the gun or the taser?
I hope the taser.
Yes, it's always taser first. Yep. We always go non-lethal before lethal. At least that's the hope if you're misbehaving, right? After multiple attempts, Jess, with the taser, it was ineffective.
Oh no. How do people get that crazy strength and ability to not be impacted by the taser? Like if you tased me, I'd be down.
Oh, I'd hit the deck pretty quick.
In a puddle of pee.
Yep. And something else. Yeah. Because, electricity hurts.
Yes.
And the probe, when the probe goes into the leg, that's no minor pain.
Ow. Yes.
Yeah. So, might as well acknowledge the pain, not enjoy it, but acknowledge it and hit the deck and just say, I give. I'm done.
Yeah. But do you just not feel pain after 7 bottles of NyQuil?
I don't think so. No,
I guess.
I don't think you feel reality at that point.
Yeah.
Well, we'll find out here, though. After multiple attempts, the taser was ineffective and the deputy retreated to the front of her patrol car as the suspect charged her. And I'm not talking, hey, this is going to cost you $5.95 charger. I'm talking, dun, 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 dun.
That is so scary.
Yeah. Yeah.
Although when you do it, it's kind of cute.
Okay. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, right? Like after the copy goes. Now, video from her, I'm sure it doesn't look like this on the dash cam. I'll post the video. So
I'm going to get a hug.
Hi. It's not like parade float charging. Although that would be funny. Hello. That'd be kind of fun. But it's not that kind of charging. Although
Do I taste it or do I hug it? I don't know.
I'd hit me with a taser if I came at me like that. Hello. I'd be like, yeah, and I'd try to take me down. Just saying. All right. A video from her cruiser's dash camera shows the suspect grabbing her gun holster as the pair physically struggled in the road. I think that was a Beatles song. Why don't we physically struggle in the road? A Nisqually tribal police officer, which sounds like a play part. Nisqually tribal police officer who was responding to the deputy's calls for help arrived and began helping the deputy to wrestle the suspect, who it appeared was still attempting to grab the deputy's gun.
Oh my goodness.
Again, looks like said person has some sort of death wish, right? At least you think. Now,
I wouldn't blame them if they did take action with the gun. This is scary.
definitely, right? Now it's at this point that my story started to freeze. There we go. At this point, an off-duty corrections officer arrives and helped the officer and deputy control the man. We're up to 3 now. We're up to 3 people on top of this guy, right?
Like everyone's just showing up.
Yeah, well, we're getting Keystone Cops action here. The suspect was identified in court. First of all, I'm going to ask you here, Jess. How old do you think this guy is who's now got 3 people on him?
Well, I feel like he has to be kind of young to be going after people like this. He certainly can't be an elderly man. So let's go 30s or younger.
You would think. Pretty good strength. Yeah.
But he's not, huh? Is he an old guy?
47-year-old Brian McKay Fleming.
Old enough to know better.
Definitely old enough to know better, right? At this point, we got not 2, but 3 guys on top of the guy. All right. So this 47-year-old man, Jess, Brian McKay Fleming. I don't know if he eats his Wheaties in the morning. I don't know what this guy's doing. Takes 3 cops to subdue this guy, right?
Yeah, that's wild.
I don't know if he's working out in the morning. I don't know if he's doing meth curls. I don't know what it is that keeps this guy going.
He's either built like The Rock or he's a scrawny guy, totally high on meth.
Yeah, very wiry. I think he's probably
either one.
Yeah, right. Now, Washington State Patrol troopers said witnesses saw Fleming's car travel on Pacific Avenue at a high rate of speed before colliding with a guardrail and then striking an oncoming car. When questioned by a detective, the secret elixir, here we go. Fleming said he drank 7 bottles of NyQuil that day to help him fall asleep. This wasn't, I've got a little cold, right? This was 7 bottles of NyQuil, Jess, because he couldn't go night-night.
That's insane. I get nervous if I go over the little 40 milliliter cup. I hit too much.
Right. You're like, I could damage my liver, right?
Yeah.
Not this guy.
Wow.
Nope. We're on our 7th bottle today because I can't fall asleep. They make the NyQuil now makes the sleep aid, so you don't have to.
Yes.
You don't have to drink the actual NyQuil. You can drink the sleep aid, right?
And it works.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it'll put you out faster. And you know what? It'll put you out faster than a punch from Mike Tyson. Right? Well, 7 bottles of NyQuil. When asked about the fight with the deputy, the arrest report said Fleming made statements about suicide. So he does 7 bottles of NyQuil and goes, okay, now I'm going to kill myself. What?
The heck?
Thurston County prosecutors charged Fleming with assault, attempting to disarm law enforcement officers, driving under the influence, reckless driving, obstructing a law enforcement officer, and resisting arrest. Thurston County Sheriff Derek Sanders said, I probably had 120 pounds on her, and he's a brown belt in jiu-jitsu as well. You can see more than a decade of training kick in for her. how she handled that, it's a 10 out of 10 across the board from start to finish. Sanders emphasized that the deputy used the police training principles of time, distance, and shielding to slow down the conflict. But when she was attacked, she protected her firearm from being taken out of its holster. So the deputy, through all that training, managed to hold on to her gun.
Yeah, she did exactly the right thing.
Yeah. You hear people say, should have shot him, should have shot him. There's really not an opportunity there once he started the assault, because the one thing you don't do is for him to have that gun out. My opinion is that there should be a national model for how to defend your firearm in a fight. Every police academy in the country could use that video for training. The sheriff went on to say, Derek Sanders went on to say that. The sheriff's absolutely right.
Yeah.
When you have someone who's that crazed, who's that whacked out on a substance, you don't just automatically draw your firearm and start firing off shots.
No. And that, I mean, that's, you could understand it if they did because they were scared, but that's not the outcome anyone wants. They don't want to do that. I mean, most police officers are there to protect people.
Yeah.
They really don't want to hurt you.
Right. And I mean, when you're in a struggle like that and you're both going back and forth and you have somebody who's physically stronger than you, bullets can fly anywhere once they get a hold of your
Yeah.
arm. Yeah.
And that's a mental break. You know, he's on stuff. He's not in his right mind. So if he gets clean, he could have a good life ahead of him, you know? So
yeah,
kudos to her. I mean, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah. I'm glad they were able to subdue him, and hopefully he can get some help now. Speaking of needing some help, boy, oh boy. Interesting story here, Jess. I'm going to show you a picture of this lady right here.
Okay.
Here she is.
All right. She looks like a soccer mom.
She does. What do you think she does for a living, and what do you think she was arrested for?
She looks like a teacher.
Yes, she is.
Is she really?
Yes, she is.
Okay.
Care to guess?
Is she arrested for like drunk driving? Please don't say it had anything to do with being inappropriate with children. I can't handle those stories.
Yes.
Darn it.
Yes, former Alabama Teacher of the Year.
Oh, for God's sake.
And she was arrested. This is a popular story. I got this from two different people. Was arrested over an accusation of beating her child in a viral video.
What?
Yeah. Evidently, those kids got to her at school.
Well, I mean, I hate to say, at least it was her own child and not someone else's. Not that it makes it better, but
Right.
at least she wasn't beating the kids in class.
There's a lining to this, a silver lining to this cloud.
It's not really a silver lining. That poor baby. The video, she posted it.
No, it was, I don't know how well, let's find out how this viral video got out, because I have no idea. Randy Nicole Jackson Staples, that's a long name, was arrested and charged with willful abuse of a child under 18 on November 16th. Now, Staples worked as a teacher at Cottage Hill Christian Academy in Mobile, Alabama, where she was previously named Teacher of the Year. Former Alabama Teacher of the Year Randy Nicole Jackson Staples has been arrested after a viral video purports to show her allegedly beating her son with a belt. I remember when that was just called a punishment. I mean, that's just me.
You're just taking me back to my childhood.
Yeah, right. A belt. That was amateur hour. I got hit with a hockey stick. 44-year-old Staples, a resident of Grand Bay, Alabama, was arrested and charged with willful child abuse of a child under the age of 18 on November 16th, according to arrest records obtained by People. The arrest came after a video went viral, which appears to show Staples beating her 12-year-old son with a belt. She was released from Metro Jail in Mobile, Alabama on Wednesday, November 19th. The 24-year-old Jackson.
24?
24.
No.
That's
44.
how hard of a, no, 24. That's how hard of a life she's leading. She had a kid when she was 12.
No, that has to be a typo.
You would think.
24 and a 12-year-old? Maybe it was a stepson.
No, okay, that's a misprint because it says 40
Oh,
and then 24. Oh my God.
oh, thank God. I was like,
She had that kid when she was 12? No way. Okay, so the 44-year-old Jackson Staples, oh dear God, they misprinted it. Told the outlet that she what are they saying here? That she received the idea, that he received the idea, or he received the video from one of his siblings. Oh, no. Okay. Jackson Staples is her son. Her
oh,
oldest
okay.
son, Jackson Staples, is 24.
Oh,
Uh,
okay. That makes a
okay.
lot more sense.
Okay. So Jackson Staples is named after his mother.
Oh, yeah, because that's her part of her last name.
Welcome to the South.
Whew,
All
this
right.
is so confusing.
Yeah. Let me read that again. She was
Okay.
released from Metro Jail in Mobile on Wednesday. Jackson Staples, who's 24, is her oldest son. And he told the outlet that he received the video from one of his siblings and promptly passed it on the alleged video online. So he posts the video online after he gets it from one of his siblings.
Oh,
Right. People then reached out to an attorney for Staples. The quote is, I didn't feel like, she should be working at the school or even doing that to my little brothers. She's done it to me my entire life. So I'm 24, Jackson claims to Fox 10. Something about he wasn't cleaning the kitchen like he was supposed to be. He left, went to the neighbor's house, came back, and then it transpired into that. That's the direct quote from Jackson. In the video, a woman alleged to be Staples is seen beating the young boy with a belt as she yells at him while he cries, before she ultimately slams him to the floor by his hair.
oh my gosh.
Yeah. Mobile County Sheriff Paul Birch told Fox 10 that Staples' alleged actions in the video were egregious. The quote from him is, I'm all about disciplining a child if you have problems with them. If that involves a spanking, everybody disciplines their children in different ways. But that was way above and beyond any form of discipline, Birch told the outlet. In the meantime, people has reached out to the MCSO for comment. Staples worked as a teacher at Cottage Hill Christian Academy in Mobile, Alabama, where she was previously named Teacher of the Year. They made a blanket statement, of course. So, we don't have to go through the blanket statement. You've all heard them before.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Which came first? Jess, as I show you the picture of this man here in Florida.
Okay.
Which came first? The chicken, the egg, or the gunshots?
The gunshots.
Probably.
There's a lot of big, glorious white beards in this episode.
There are, aren't they? Yeah.
Really starting to feel like Christmas season. They're all Santies.
Yeah, they're all Santas. Shots were fired outside a Florida bar after an argument erupts over how many eggs a chicken can lay.
No way.
Yes. Yes way. You'd be surprised what happens in a bar and what kind of talk goes on and how people get upset about it when they've had a few beers. We go to Port St. Lucie, Florida, and a late night argument about chickens led to shots being fired outside a bar last week. Officers with the Port St. Lucie Police Department arrived at a pub after the alleged shooter called 911 to say what he had done. Well, at least he was honest about it. The suspect, this guy is 44 years old?
No way.
Yes. Peter Riera had fired 4 rounds. Alcohol is not good for you.
We are aging very well, Tim.
This guy is 44 years old.
64.
He looked 60 or 74.
Yeah. Wow.
My man needs
hard living.
Yeah, my man needs to sober out. He needs like a sober half year, not a sober month. 44-year-old Peter Riera had fired 4 rounds from a .45 caliber Glock at 3 other bar patrons when their argument became heated. Sergeant Dominic Massidi said there was a conversation about how many, I kid you not, how many eggs a chicken can lay. And that conversation got a little heated and it went out into the parking lot. The conversation continued and the shooter became agitated, became paranoid. That was a direct quote from the sergeant. Riera met the other 3 patrons who all knew each other that night, and they once moved their conversation outside when the pub closed. Riera allegedly smoked a joint, a little marijuana, and became paranoid that the others were trying to con him, the outlet reported. Shortly after, he fired 4 shots and the other 3 patrons ran for cover. Smoked a joint, got paranoid about how many eggs a chicken laid. Buck, buck, buck.
I mean, I would think the joint would just chill him out.
Some people get paranoid when they smoke weed.
I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, why are they even fighting about this? Get your phone and Google it.
Right? There you go. Argument solved. Right? WPEC TV reports that no one was hurt. Riera was arrested on 3 counts of attempted aggravated battery with a deadly weapon, 2 counts of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, 4 counts of discharging a firearm in public, 1 count of use of a firearm while under the influence, and 1 count of, can't you count to 3, you asshole? He's being held without bond. WPEC reports that 2 of the other group members were arrested for obstruction and resisting arrest. It wasn't a nice group.
So they were all assholes.
Yeah.
Oh my.
That one was bizarre. Are you ready for this one?
I'm ready.
You just have this disgusted look on your face right now. You're just like,
I'm ready.
if you had to capture something, if you had to rescue something from a drug house, what would be the I'll give you one guess here. I'm not even going to drag this out.
Okay.
I can tell you're disgusted right now. What's the one thing you would least expect to rescue out of a drug house?
The drugs?
Well, that's obvious. I mean, yeah, but that's called contraband, Jess. No, if
The last thing I would rescue out of a drug house. I don't know. The druggie himself?
I mean, that's called a suspect.
I don't know. You've got to give me a clue.
Animal, mineral, or vegetable?
The potatoes?
Okay. No, not the potatoes. The headline.
The chicken. The chicken. I'm going to save the chicken.
Okay. Dead or alive? Because in a drug house, they'd probably get eaten.
I'm going to be over there counting how many eggs it lays, Tim.
That's right. Yeah. Well, you might get shot over that.
Okay. What did they rescue? Tell me.
The headline is Cops Rescue Large Tortoise from Drug House.
He's supposed to guess a tortoise.
Can you imagine how slow that tortoise is after getting
Oh my gosh. Here I thought it was going to be something super obvious and I was going to feel really dumb because you're just like, come on, come on. Like,
And by the way, they say sometimes animals look like their owners. Take a look at that.
aw. Do you think she looks like a tortoise?
I think
Oh gosh.
yeah. Along with felony narcotics counts, a Florida woman has been charged with animal cruelty after cops executing a search warrant found a large tortoise living among piles of trash and debris in her ramshackle property. The raid Tuesday on the Clearwater home of 33-year-old Olivia Mariex was triggered by the suspect's prior sale of ecstasy to an undercover officer. I wonder if the tortoise was on X. That would have been fun. Yeah. Tortoise.
Can you imagine a tortoise on X?
Tortoise laying back on its shell doing this.
Yeah. Looking all sexy.
Yeah. I love me. Oh, that sounded like Buffalo Bill. That was creepy. So Olivia Mariux sells E to an undercover. That, according to police, who termed her residence as a known drug house used to store and sell narcotics. Investigators seized cocaine, ecstasy, and DMP, also called a designer drug, during the search. After being read her rights, Mariux reportedly admitted that narcotic sales occurred at the home, which she had control of following the death of her grandfather. I'm sure Grandpa's proud. Multiple suspects fled the property as SWAT team members arrived, with one 36-year-old man running away naked. He was apprehended, by the way, and charged with resisting. We're not safe for work territory yet, but hey, that's all right. A naked straggler's fine. We can mention it. While going through the residence, police found the tortoise in a trash-strewn room, which had no roof and was failing as a structure. Additionally, there was no signs of food or water supply provided for the tortoise. The reptile had, no food or water. It's just, they called it the turtle room.
He's just like, how did I come to be here?
Oh, bother. And then when they were about to leave, he's like, hey, man, got any weed? So it had no roof. It was failing as a structure. Additionally, there was no signs of food or water supply for the tortoise. The reptile had been living for more than 10 years at the home. I don't know how they knew this. Maybe they interviewed the tortoise, and he was left by the deceased homeowner.
I just imagine him smoking a cigarette.
Yeah.
Like, you guys will never believe what I've been through.
A hard life for this tortoise. I could tell stories. By the way, I'll sell you a nickel bag. Just reach under my shell. But do it carefully. Same time, I don't know you. The size and age of the tortoise is not detailed in police reports. The tortoise, there's a picture of him, was turned over to the custody of the Clearwater Marine Aquarium, where he will bring his new drug habit and spread it among the other mammals in the... apparently believing that the aquarium was now housing a witness in the tortoise protection program, spokesperson Marcia Strickhauser declined to answer the smoking guns question about the age, weight, species, and condition of the reptile. I still think he's holding, and he's gonna... I wonder if, like, this tortoise brought in like a bunch of coke up his ass into the aquarium. You know, that's him right there, though.
Wonder if they did a cavity check before they put him in there.
Sure. He's probably like, oh, hey, easy. You gloved up, right? Right. Mariux was arrested on 2 felony narcotics charges, as well as misdemeanor counts of operating a drug house and animal cruelty. She's locked up in lieu of only $21,000 bond.
Wow.
That's it.
So she'll be out on the street soon.
Mm-hmm. Probably out right now.
Yeah.
As prior convictions for disorderly conduct and theft. In 2022, she was arrested in front of her home for possessing crack cocaine and marijuana and riding a tortoise, though prosecutors subsequently declined to pursue charges. So there you go. All right. Now, get the kids out of the room now that we've scarred them with tortoise stories, making them think a tortoise went to jail for drugs. And it's time now for Not Safe for Work. If the kids are in the room, get them out of the room, put them in a closet somewhere, lock them in, give them a tortoise to play with. If the boss is in the room, lock him in his office, give him a tortoise to play with. We're going to get into Not Safe for Work here in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Oh, Jess, you're going to love this first one. Oh, we're frozen. 132. Are we frozen? There we go.
There we are.
Okay. We're going to go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And here we go. You're going to love this first one, Jess. Do you do a lot of shopping at the convenience stores?
You mean like Target and Walmart? Those type of
No,
convenience
no,
stores
no.
or more like a gas station?
I'm talking gas station convenience store.
Oh,
Yeah.
not a whole lot.
No.
Sometimes Hy-Vee Express.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, that counts, I
I
guess.
like their sushi.
Oh, you eat gas station sushi? You like taking your life in your hands, do you?
I do. It's my favorite. It's my favorite way to play Russian roulette.
Hmm. Boy, you are a dangerous one. I like you.
Mm.
Right. Yeah, you're just like, let it roll. Come on, baby. You like to go to Vegas and gamble too, don't you?
Oh, yes.
See? Yep. You're a gambler. I knew it. All right. We're going to, it says Chiba here. I thought Chiba was something you
Oh,
smoked and not a country. But all right.
okay.
This is in I believe in Japan. Um, a man was arrested for placing a urine-filled plastic bottle on a convenience store shelf.
Ew.
Yeah, whatever it is, don't
Ew.
drink it. Yeah. Mhm.
No.
Police in Funabashi, Chiba Prefecture have arrested a 26-year-old man on suspicion of obstruction of business after he placed a urine-filled plastic bottle on a shelf in a convenience store in May. According to police, Kota Shiozawa, who is a company employee, yes, he was an employee of the store, brought the PET bottle labeled tea with him to a convenience store in Chuo Ward at around 11:50 a.m. on May 24th and placed it on the beverage shelf. This according to Saitama Shimbun. Now, a customer who purchased the bottle that day noticed an odd odor when he opened it. Yes, he opened it.
Oh,
And
ew.
yeah, he reported it. By the way, he reported it to the store without drinking it. So he opened it and went, ugh, what the hell is this? This isn't what I, purchased at the store. This forced an inspection of all drink products on the shelf, disrupting business. Police say that Shozawa was identified after an analysis of store surveillance camera footage. He was quoted as saying, "I only thought of it as a prank and had no intention of disrupting business. I was frustrated because things weren't going well at work." Yeah, don't do that.
No, that's not the answer.
Yeah. Don't go wee wee in the Pepsi. Don't do that. That's horrible. By the way, we're right back into Florida, Jess. We don't ever leave Florida, but we're going to talk about this guy right here.
All right. Another Florida man.
Another Florida man. And for the first time in this particular segment, we're going pantsless. Again, for lewd, nude, and crude. This pantsless Florida man was hiding from the cops in a porta potty after he allegedly stole a car. We're going to Sanibel, Florida, where a man allegedly stole a car and nearly ran over its owner and then hid from police in a porta potty before emerging half naked, brandishing 2 wooden stakes. 40.
That's a whole lot.
That is. It's busy. We'll wade through it. 43-year-old Joshua Molnix was arrested October 27th and taken into custody at the Lee County Jail. He was charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon without intent to kill, grand theft auto, criminal mischief, and leaving the scene of a crash. Molnix allegedly entered a property in Sanibel and tried to break into a shed. When a construction worker told him to leave, Molnix reportedly got into that worker's car and began to drive away, nearly hitting the worker in the process. So he didn't even get into his own car. He got into the worker's car. WKRC reported that the person jumped out of the way to avoid being hit, citing an arrest affidavit obtained by Law and Crime, and then watched as Molnix left via a gate on the property, allegedly causing about $4,000 in property damage on the way. Meanwhile, a second person called 911 to report a man who matched Molnix's description and appeared to be on drugs. Molnix allegedly parked the stolen vehicle at another property and ran into a porta potty to hide. When the police arrived, Molnix allegedly emerged pantsless from the porta potty and fled on foot while brandishing 2 wooden stakes. Molnix was subdued by another officer with a taser, Jess, arrested and taken into custody. At least he fell for the taser, right?
I'm glad that he went down with the taser. This could have been worse if he started fighting people naked with his stakes.
Well, because if they would have pulled the gun, they could have shot him in the business, and then we'd have a bigger case on our hands.
Ouch.
By the way, his arraignment is scheduled for December 8th. So old pantsless Perry there is going back to going back to jail. Speaking of being naked, again in Florida, naked in Florida, it seems to be a theme. And being old enough to know better and still too young to care. That's a country song from back when I was spinning country, believe it or not. Yeah. This one was supposedly a quote unquote TikTok prank gone wrong, at least according to the guy who was stopped. He claimed it was a TikTok prank. I'll tell you the catch here, though. A Florida man took a chilly nighttime stroll buck naked, according to the sheriff's department. 41-year-old Anthony Day is facing charges of exposing his sexual organs. Not organs, but organs. It sounded like I said organs. It's not organs, but it's organs. Let me tell you why he's sadly mistaken, Jess. We go to Polk County, Florida, where a Lakeland man was arrested this month after he was seen walking along the roadside at night while fully nude, according to the Polk County Sheriff's Office. In an affidavit, deputies said the incident was reported along Broken Arrow Trail just before 6 a.m. on November 11th. Boy, just before 6 a.m. That's early.
Yeah, it was just an early morning brisk walk.
So either he was out late or either he was up late or he was out early.
Yeah.
It's weird when people are out at that time. You're either an early riser or you just didn't want to go to bed.
Yeah, or you never went to sleep.
Yeah, right. Okay, so it's 36 degrees, it says here, and this dude is walking down the road buck naked. Said, again, our favorite sheriff, Sheriff Grady Judd, who explained, I can do the voice again for him. You know what buck naked means? He's not even wearing socks, is what Grady Judd said. You got to love Grady Judd.
I do. We love him so much.
Yep. An investigator said he made contact with the man identified as 41-year-old Anthony Day, though he initially refused to identify himself, maintaining that he was protecting his privacy. That's a quote. Let me show you his booking shot here, Jess. You can tell he's not wearing any clothes.
We just booked him naked.
He's buck naked. That's according to Grady Judd. Then Day gave the deputy a false name and address, according to investigators. So, yeah, he didn't identify himself, and then he gave him a false name. The suspect also made the excited utterance that the incident was a TikTok prank gone wrong. No, you don't understand, officer. This is a TikTok prank gone wrong. So you can't arrest me, right? No, this is a TikTok prank gone wrong. There's only one problem, Jess. Are you ready for the big problem with this whole thing?
Yeah.
He didn't have a phone on him.
Oh.
Yeah. Can't be
We didn't have any pockets for it, so.
You don't have any pockets and you don't have a phone. So how could it be a TikTok prank? And who were you going to live stream to if you don't have a phone?
That is a mystery.
Yeah. Thanks for that though. Appreciate that, buddy. It's pretty good. Pretty good one. We appreciate the effort, Mr. Day, but yeah. That's fun. Well, you don't even have your cell phone, Judd said. You're really naked when you don't have your cell phone. Eventually, deputies were able to confirm Day's true identity, and he was taken into custody on charges of resisting an officer without violence, disorderly conduct, and exposure of sexual organs. He was released on bond of how much, Jess?
$50,000.
Oh, God. You were that offended, huh?
Oh, no, let's go with 5,000.
A little bit lower. One more guess.
Really?
Yeah.
500.
Well, in between, $2,250.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
You're like $50,000. He's disgusting.
Throw the book at him.
Let's keep him off our streets permanently. All right. We go from TikTok prank gone wrong to, I don't know why we're centered on schools today, but Illinois superintendent gone wrong. He decided, Jess, that he was going to pay for his porn with a school credit card.
Oh, well, that was a choice. They're going to notice.
Yeah, you would think. Here's the fun thing, though, Jess. You ready for this? He decided he was going to get another person involved and say, make fake invoices for me so that we can.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's layers of crime. Yeah. An Illinois superintendent paid for his porn and then created false invoices, according to a report. Again, it's the name of the segment here, Dumb Crime, Stupid Criminals. This really takes a cake. He conspired with an employee on the phony records after telling her, I can't lie anymore. Really? So you're going to make fake invoices? The former superintendent of a West suburban school district paid thousands of dollars for porn on his government credit card, according to an investigation. He also is accused of trying to hide the spending by directing an employee to create false invoices. After an investigation began, he told the employee in a text, I can't lie anymore. Superintendent of Argo Community High School, William Tulios, resigned as part of an agreement with the school board. He was put on leave in April, a few months after Patch reported on his questionable spending. Patch is a magazine out of the Illinois area. Through a public records request, Patch on Thursday obtained the 111-page report on the investigation into Tulios's credit card spending. It was done by the Ackerman law firm and the Meaden and Moore accounting firm. In an interview on Thursday morning, Tulios's attorney, Frank Avila, said his client made mistakes in his spending, but did not intentionally violate policy. Well, that's a good one. Nice slippery answer there. He said Tulios decided to resign because the spending had become a distraction. He loves the school. He's done a lot of good for the school, Avila said. Oh, all the students must have got free porn, I guess, right? Yeah, that's all the good he did.
My horrible behavior has become a distraction.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. According to the report, Tulios used the Epoch app to buy adult content online, though such apps hide the nature of the spending. Tulios told the board that the expenditure was for a conservative publication called the Epoch Times. He said he had a personal subscription and mistakenly used his school credit card. Tulios never presented evidence showing he had an Epoch Times subscription, the report said, but the investigation said Tulios' story changed over time. He later claimed that his school credit card had been compromised, resulting in the Epoch expenditures. The report included text messages from Tulios and his wife that indicated that he had asked the school's bookkeeper and accountant, Jacqueline Williams, to create false invoices from the Epoch Times. Those invoices were produced in response to a resident's public records request. Excuse me. So a resident calls him out on it, and he goes, "Yeah, just make up an invoice for the Epoch Times. We'll get it right." Yeah.
I mean, at least it wasn't child porn.
Yeah.
Glass half full.
Right. Yeah. Glass half full. That's right. Yeah. Wait, see, I've corrupted you so much, Jess. You're like, yeah, it was regular porn. Just, yeah. Make up an invoice. Not a big deal. In May, with the investigation having just started, Tulios' wife, Melissa Tulios, wrote Williams that she was sorry her husband had put the employee in a bad situation or a predicament. She said they were going to turn in the Epoch Times receipts that day for the investigation. I know your intentions mean well, but I don't want you guys getting in trouble, Melissa said. My sister said that they will not question the receipts or those charges as long as it's being reimbursed. Williams responded that the superintendent, who had been on leave for a month at that point, did not put her in a bad position. Any position I end up in is not on Bill. It's on me and me only, Williams said. I hope and pray for a positive outcome, and my superintendent is back in his chair and rolls heads. It's an interesting.
Oh, wow.
So there you go.
Well,
charge it to the
so
car.
they're rooting for him. They want him to come back.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like me. They're like, at least it's not child porn. Whatever.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Next story. We go to an Arizona restaurant where lovebirds are caught on tape having sex outside an Arizona restaurant and then stole some booze and cash.
Oh, that was a busy night.
Well, yeah, you gotta do what you gotta do. We go to Scottsdale, Arizona, where an amorous couple was reportedly caught on surveillance tape having sex outside a Scottsdale restaurant this past weekend, then allegedly breaking into the establishment to steal cash, a phone, and a bottle of Bacardi. Sounds romantic. The incident took place shortly after 4 a.m. on Saturday, October 25th at Mon Chéri, which is a French-style restaurant known for its romantic atmosphere. Boy, this guy is probably scoring points left and right, isn't he? He's probably like, you know what, lady? Let's, you and me, we'll go to Mon Chéri. Well, they couldn't even wait to get home.
Had a Romeo.
Yeah, had a nice dinner and banged her out in the parking lot. Surveillance footage reportedly shows a man and a woman engaging in sexual activity in the restaurant's outdoor floral display. He got her flowers too.
Wow, that's so romantic.
Where patrons often take photos to post on social media. It was for social media, Jess.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I really hope not.
The pair then allegedly broke into the eatery and stole several items. Oh, they didn't eat at the restaurant. Well, they ate at the restaurant, but they didn't eat at the restaurant. So they ate there after hours. When employees arrived to open the restaurant the next day, they saw the door had been forced open and supplies were missing. When we pulled up the surveillance footage, we were disturbed and shocked. One of the employees told Yuma-based KYMA. Staff said they spent hours cleaning and sanitizing before reopening for business.
Oh, gross.
Re-sanitizing. Scottsdale police confirmed the burglary occurred, but did not immediately identify the suspects. Meanwhile, the restaurant posted excerpts of the surveillance video on their social media with a tongue-in-cheek request for help in identifying the lovebirds. By the way, the suspects remained at large as of the end of October. All right. Speaking of lovebirds, we're getting close to the end of Dumb Crime, Stupid Criminals here, and then we have a palate cleanser. This threesome fizzled, Jess, and then the fists flew. You never want to end a threesome with a fight.
No.
Hockey games, maybe, but never a threesome. There's no happy ending after a group sex plan was aborted. Guess where we're going?
Florida.
Of course, Florida. After a planned sexual threesome failed to materialize, a Florida woman became angry and pummeled her boyfriend in the face.
Ouch.
Yeah, this alleged attack witnessed by the woman who had been invited to the couple's residence for some group sex was told to police. Hey, this woman was the one who got angry, evidently.
Oh,
Yeah, she just,
with a radiant smile.
yeah, she's quite happy. According to investigators, 47-year-old Angel Lynn Curl and her boyfriend invited a female friend to their Clearwater apartment Saturday evening to engage in a little sexual activity. However, the coitus plan was interrupted, according to cops, when all parties declined participating in said sexual activity. An arrest affidavit doesn't reveal why the tryst was aborted. Following the sexual declination, by the way, Sexual Declination is the name of my new album, Curl allegedly became angry and repeatedly struck the 47-year-old victim in the face as he was seated on the couple's living room couch. The female invitee, cops say, watched Curl strike the victim in the face with a closed fist multiple times. After being read her rights, Curl denied hitting the man. Curl was arrested around 1:15 a.m. on Sunday for domestic battery and misdemeanor, and she was released from custody that day on her own recognizance, just in time for the Bucks game. A judge has ordered Curl to have no contact with the victim. At least no kinky contact, I'll tell you that much. All right, you were in Iowa this last weekend, Jess.
Yes.
I'm curious if you saw this man out at the bars anywhere.
I didn't. No. Was
No?
he doing naughty things at the bars?
I don't know if he was at the bars, but I know one place he was. He was out exposing himself to passing cars.
Oh my.
So I'm wondering.
Glad I didn't see that.
All right. Well, one Iowa man found his cure for the blahs, evidently by exposing himself to passing cars.
I'm bored. What should I do?
I'm going to show him my wee willy. Not that they talk like that in Iowa. There might be one person who
I
does.
might.
Yeah. If you're tired of your blah life and you're seeking some excitement, well, an Iowa man has the answer for you. In that exact position, recently sought off to shake off the blues, he exposed himself to cars passing by on 2 separate interstates. That's right, not 1, but 2.
Wow, he's really going the distance.
I see what you did there. Twice last month, cops say that 30-year-old Dannon Airy, he sounds Scottish. Maybe he wore a kilt out there. Stood against the rear of his 2012 Chevy Impala with his pants and underwear removed to his ankles and shirt lifted to casually expose his genitals and abdomen to oncoming traffic in suburban Iowa City. Go Hawkeyes! Are you impressed that I knew that?
I'm glad I was at the Cyclone game and not the Hawkeye game.
Yeah. By the way, does that attract women when you do that? Is that a...
Oh, so hot. Super hot.
Right.
No.
When questioned by police, Airy reportedly confessed to his indecent exposures. According to criminal complaints, Airy explained that his behavior was... Okay. Airy explained that this behavior was fulfilling as excitement that was currently missing in his blah life.
Oh,
Yeah.
we have so many other things for him to do.
If that's exciting for you, I got this.
Pick up a hobby, buddy.
I got this thing called a PlayStation you can bring home. It's pretty
Yeah.
good. Yeah, it works. Investigators say that Airy knew this behavior to be inappropriate and unacceptable, as well as offensive to others within view. Airy, who has a lengthy rap sheet, there's a shock, was arrested Wednesday on 2 indecent exposure counts. Airy, who is being held in the Johnson County Jail in lieu of $5,000 bond, was transferred into the custody of state prison officials, apparently for violating probation terms stemming from a prior felony conviction. So this isn't the first time he let his freak flag fly.
Wow. And the last time was a felony. That's big.
Yeah. He's easily amused, though. So, ladies.
Life is a little blah.
Yeah, ladies. And he's easily entertained, ladies. So, although he's going to be detained for a little while. All right. And our final story today, Jess. Speaking of being easily amused, I'm going to ask you what you think this picture is without reading the caption. I don't know if I could do this without.
Okay.
You know what this is?
I can't read the caption anyways. So,
Okay.
it looks like an X-ray of maybe someone's pelvis. And is there like a ring pot stuck up in the butt?
Yeah, you're close. You
Am
are
I?
so close. Wow, you're getting good at this. Let me tell you what I have here, Jess. A man underwent surgery after an 8 centimeter by 6 centimeter ceramic cup got stuck up his bottom by accident.
What? That's really big.
Yeah. Story's a little graphic. That's where we put it right here. Okay. A man who claimed he accidentally managed to lodge a ceramic cup up his bum and obviously ended up getting it stuck. A man who is unnamed but from Taiwan left hospital staff shocked by bizarrely deciding to stick the cup measuring 8 centimeters by 6 centimeters up his anus. Medical staff at Lee General Hospital only realized the extent of the issue when the full-size mug popped up during an X-ray scan. He initially turned up at the hospital saying he was suffering from abdominal distension for 3 days and had been unable to.
Oh, he had that up there for 3 days.
3 days and unable to go.
What? 3 days. Oh my, wow.
I would say world record holder, but I don't know that there is one
I mean,
for something that big. Despite the huge job on their hands, doctors quickly acted to try to remove the cup externally, but this was to no avail.
oh, so they were sticking their fingers up his anus trying to get it and fish it out.
Doctors were then forced to put the man through a major 2-hour operation. The major surgery required the cup to be taken out through his intestines.
Oh, oh my goodness.
Yeah, according to Sinchu Daily, the man was too embarrassed to mention the cup to doctors at the time. The man was hoping to be able to push the cup out naturally. You're a better man than I, Gunga Din, if you can do that. Tip my cap to Spider Baby for that saying. But was unable to get any bowel movements when he tried. Despite the embarrassing procedure now being over, the man did not reveal details of how the incident occurred. All he told doctors after being rumbled by the x-ray was that it happened by accident somehow. His only response was, I don't know, I did it by accident.
Oh my. I don't understand how that could be an accident, but I'm curious.
My guess, either gratification or he owed money to the mafia. Right?
Yeah, probably option A.
All right. It's time now for our palate cleanser.
Okay.
Again, I say palate cleanser because you got to get that out of your head somehow, right?
I mean, we've earned it.
Right, you would think. Our palate cleanser is going to be things that you can bring up at Thanksgiving. Little tip.
Okay, not that last story.
Right. You don't want to bring that up at Thanksgiving. Although, depending on the kind of family you have, you may want to bring up interesting stuff. Now, Halloween's over, Tim. This Thanksgiving, you don't want to talk politics at the table. You're just going to create dissension amongst the ranks, right? You don't want to talk football. You're going to cause dissension among the ranks, right? You want to talk stuff that may make people laugh, right?
A good plan. Yeah.
Or you may want to say something that will make people go, what? Right? Or make them laugh. Let's give you the what first.
Okay.
I already gave you one story just now that made you go, what?
Gonna say, I feel like the top up the butt story would suffice, but give me another one.
Jess, how would you like 2 up the butt stories this week?
My cheeks hurt. Okay, go ahead.
Here's a story you can bring to the kids at the table and just say, this, kids, is why we eat our vegetables.
Okay.
Okay?
Yes.
So when you get the kids sitting at the table and they won't eat the green bean casserole or whatever it is you have for a veggie on your Thanksgiving table this week, say, kids, eat your vegetables or else a 41-year-old man has died after not pooping for an entire month.
Oh,
and
I cannot imagine.
And his family is about to sue.
Who do you sue for that?
I'll tell you.
Okay.
41-year-old James Stewart, not the one from It's a Wonderful Life. Because it ain't a wonderful life if you can't shit for a month. I'll tell you that.
Oh, you are miserable.
Right. Had been living at a group home in Ohio when he died of severe constipation, with his family filing a wrongful death lawsuit claiming his death was avoidable. Kids, broccoli, plenty of broccoli, and cauliflower. Eat your cauliflower. Just put a little cheese sauce on it. It's good. A man has tragically died from extreme constipation after, it says, 1.4th of his impacted poo, I don't know what that is, became lodged in his bowel. 1/4. 1/4? What is that? What is
I
that
don't-
measurement?
What kind of measurement is that?
I don't know. It had to be 1/4.
But it's a month's worth of poop.
Yeah, a month. Yeah, a month's worth of his poo.
I think it would be coming out of his, like he would be vomiting it or something.
Oh, it's just like cement. I tell you, I've told everybody here before, I have chronic pain. I'm on morphine. I have to be very careful being on morphine because of it, because it becomes like cement.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you have to do things in order to, and not to get gross or anything, but you have to, you have to watch it, right?
Yeah. I mean, we're humans. Everybody poops.
Yeah, you have
If they're lucky.
if they're lucky. James Stewart, not so lucky.
Oh.
So it came following a month of being unable to go to the toilet, a move which ultimately ended his life. Now, James Stewart's relatives have now launched a wrongful death legal action, claiming the 41-year-old's passing was entirely avoidable. They allege that workers at the residential care facility where James resided had dismissed clear warning signals, including a bloated stomach and odd conduct prior to his death on November 15th of 2024. What kind of odd conduct, you may ask? Well, hang in there. Court papers stated James had not had a bowel movement anywhere from several weeks to as long as a month. The family is now taking legal action against Clear Skies Ahead in Bezetta Township, Ohio. James resided at the care home, as he required around-the-clock supervision and support. This, according to the Mirror. He also suffered from intellectual and or developmental disabilities and had a documented history of constipation, according to papers relating to the case. James had been prescribed medication that caused serious complications with his digestive tract. His loved ones celebrated his passion for music, swimming, and sports fixtures. The claim alleged carers dismissed James' concerns about his constipation. Workers had reportedly seen that James appeared unwell and had been acting strangely in the run-up to his tragic death. The lawsuit portrayed James as despondent, low energy, and complaining of pain. The belly was distended, and there was alleged bruising visible on his stomach.
Oh my gosh. He was physically showing up on the outside as bruises. That's crazy.
I think at that point, you need to get a doctor, right?
Yeah, no kidding.
Solicitor Matt Mooney, who's representing the family, revealed that James's condition and history of constipation was well known to Clear Skies Ahead staff. They should have been paying close attention to whether James was having bowel movements, and they just weren't. That was something that was on their radar. They knew about it. They still weren't paying attention to it, said Mooney. On November 15th, a member of staff reportedly instructed James to sit on the toilet, but he was unable to vacate his bowels. He was subsequently discovered collapsed in his bedroom and rushed to a local hospital where he was pronounced dead a short time later. Following James's passing, Clear Skies Ahead has now publicly commented on the case. The Daily Star reached out to Clear Skies Ahead for comment, but there was no response.
Well, I hope his family wins.
I hope
That's
so.
terrible.
It sounds like they have a settlement coming, at least, if not a court case, right? All right. The other thing is you're sitting around the table on Thanksgiving. Okay, maybe not sitting around the table. Maybe after you sat around the table, because this is a questionable content.
Okay.
And maybe get the kids out of the room and get them watching Bluey or something. Although I just said Bluey, and I realize that this might have a wrong connotation if you talk about this while you're watching Bluey. You might have heard the story already, but we're going to get a little in depth with it. There's a famous character from history on the evil side of history that may have a little bit of something to giggle about.
Okay.
Even in mixed company. In fact, ladies, you may find this a little funny. We're talking about Adolf Hitler. Now, he's not funny. What he did isn't funny. But it turns out they did a little bit of DNA analysis on Adolf Hitler.
Mm-hmm.
And it turns out old Adolf might have had a rare genetic sexual disorder.
Wow.
Did you hear about this story, Jess?
No.
Let me tell you about it.
I'm curious.
New DNA research reveals that Adolf Hitler had a rare sexual disorder. The disorder is known as Kallmann syndrome, which prevents or delays puberty. That's one of the things it did. It can also affect the development of a person's sex organs. Let me tell you more.
Oh.
Yeah. Let me tell you how it affected Der Fuhrer. It's a little funny. The Nazi dictator had Kallmann syndrome, which affects the development of sex organs during puberty, according to the UK outlet The Times. The findings come after researchers analyzed blood taken from a piece of fabric cut from the sofa on which Hitler shot himself in 1945.
Oh, wow.
Little grim, right? The findings also profiled in a new UK documentary called Hitler's DNA, Blueprint of a Dictator. Now, Kallmann syndrome causes delayed puberty or can even prevent puberty altogether. In males, common physical symptoms of the syndrome include, yes, boys, a small penis and testicles, infertility, and a low sex drive. That changes the game a little, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Makes you wonder why he was raging all the time. The gene changes that caused the condition occurred during fetal development. So the poor guy never had a chance. Not that he was a poor guy, right? The findings indicate that Hitler would have had a 1 in 10 chance of having a micropenis.
Oh, my God.
So he was.
I want it to be true. I really, really want it to be true.
So he was little teeny weeny Adolf.
That's pretty funny.
Which would also support stories during World War I that he was bullied for having small genitalia. This, according to the Times.
Oh my goodness. I had no idea. How have I not heard this before?
That was an actual story. Additionally, a medical exam of the dictator from 1923, which was uncovered in 2015, stated that he had an undescended testicle, which would also be consistent with a Kallmann syndrome diagnosis. Yes, it's all in that documentary that's coming out in the UK. Now, per the Times, in the new documentary, Alex J.K., who's a historian with the University of Potsdam, says this would help to explain Hitler's highly unusual and almost complete devotion to politics in his life, to the exclusion of any kind of private life. Other senior Nazis had wives, children, even extramarital affairs. Hitler is the one person among the whole Nazi leadership who doesn't. The results further indicate that Hitler was in the top 1 percentile for his chances of developing autism, schizophrenia, and bipolar disorder.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Professor Turi King, the lead geneticist on the research, noted that the recent findings are ironic given Hitler's obsession with genetic perfection. Yeah. She said,
Oh, you wonder if that made him obsessed with it.
I'm sure
Yeah.
he was definitely obsessed. She says in the new UK-based documentary, if he was to look at his own genetic results, he would have had almost certainly sent himself into the gas chambers.
Wow, that's crazy.
Isn't that something? King also stressed that DNA is just a small piece of the overall puzzle of who a person is and what they become, and it cannot be used as a singular explanation when studying personality or mental state. She went on to say, the biggest thing I want to have come out of this is the complexity of genetics and the complexity of conditions, she explained. People see DNA as a silver bullet that will answer everything. People often view DNA as deterministic, which it is not. DNA is always part of the puzzle about who somebody is. You cannot see evil in a genome, which is important when we tie it right back to true crime and how we end our story today, right? King also said that she was initially unsure whether she wanted to take on the high-profile project of analyzing Hitler's DNA, as she knew the decision to do so would be controversial. However, she also said that she knew the research would ultimately be done whether she was a part of it or not. She wanted to at least be sure the process was done right. She did say she agonized over it, but she said it would be done at some point, and wanted to make sure that it was done in an extremely measured and rigorous fashion. Also, to not do it puts him on some sort of a pedestal. The genetics can in no way excuse what he did, she said. So, and she also says behavior is never 100% genetic. So,
Right.
But there's some interesting stuff in this documentary that separates him and shows some interesting stuff about him.
Yeah, I would love to watch this. When is it coming out? Does it say?
The documentary itself.
Sorry, making you sour for it.
No. It's a UK documentary. So unless
okay.
I think again, it'll probably come around. My guess is it'll come around eventually to Amazon Prime.
Yeah, I would be really interested to watch that.
But let me see here. I'm clicking on the link for the. You know what? I think there's a trailer for. I'll put the trailer up for the documentary because I have a link for the trailer.
Okay.
So I'll put the link to the trailer in the description of this program. The name of the trailer is Hitler's DNA: Blueprint of a Dictator. James Routh is the documentary maker. But it doesn't show an airtime for it as of yet. So my guess is it's either not been assigned an air date yet or it's coming up. But they'll probably air it either on the BBC or one of the channels over there. It may probably be BBC America where we'll be able to see it. And then my guess is Prime will get a hold of it and probably.
Yeah, fascinating. That's crazy.
Yeah.
But kind of funny. Hitler had a micropenis.
and a non-descended testicle. So while you're cutting the giblets on the turkey, just say, hey, you know what that reminds me of?
Tell you a little story.
Tell you a little story about a guy named Hitler and his micropenis.
My family always knows it's going to be good when I say, let me tell you something I learned from Tim this week.
Oh, God, really? Oh, no. That's not good. Speaking of, other than gathering around the turkey on Thursday, what's going on in your world?
Yeah, we still have a few investigation-only tickets for our event. That's December 5th. So if you guys are interested in investigating a really cool haunted hotel in Stillwater, there are some tickets available for that. You can find them on my website. And I have an event in January coming up that Tim will be at with me, and it will be so much fun. The second weekend in January. Little Palmer House New Year's celebration.
Yeah, come join us. We're going to have a good time there. We're going to investigate the Palmer, and there's other activities that Jess has put together.
Art and write and play games, and I think we're going to karaoke.
You're going to karaoke.
No, pick your songs. You're karaokeing.
I'm going to karaoke horribly. Yeah.
That'll be great. We'll have some drinks first, Tim.
Okay, good. So yeah, it's coming up in January. Is that a second weekend you said in January?
Yeah, January 9th, right? I should have my dates memorized, but
we'll have links to Jessica's website so you can go get those tickets, and we'll link it directly so you can go right to the tickets. Go get them. So there you go. Tomorrow on the big program, Supernatural News, and Thursday is a regular day, folks. Just because it's Thanksgiving doesn't mean we take that day off. We are here for you on Thanksgiving. We're here for our family, and we consider you family. So if football ain't your thing, we've got a brand new show for you on Thursday. I'll tell you this much. I won't tell you who the main guest is because we have two guests on Thanksgiving. That's right. You get a double helping. Ooh. You go for seconds on Thanksgiving, Jess. That's for sure. So
just like eating your turkey.
That's right. So we have, I'll tell you this much. I won't give you the main guest, but I will tell you that we have a friend of ours stopping by on Thursday. Scotty Rourke is going to be with us. Psychic Scotty Rourke is going to be with us at the end of the program. And we'll tell you a little story about something that happened to me this weekend that I called Scotty about.
Okay, this should be good.
Yeah.
Just the look on your face is telling me this is going to be interesting.
Yeah. So, yeah, it was kind of bizarre. I had to call in help. And I'll
I'm
tell
going
you,
to be tuning in for that.
yeah. So if you need, I'll tell you this much. If you need some psychic help, Scotty Rourke is perfect. ROREK, spookyscotty.com if you need some psychic help. So, but in the meantime, you got to wait for Thursday to find out what happened. It's a good one. So, all right. So that'll do it for today. And again, folks, you got a guest you want to hear or watch here on True Crime Tuesday, hit me with an email, tim@darknessradio.com. And again, if you're listening to this program and not watching it, go to YouTube, the original Darkness Radio, and watch the video that you're looking for or the program you're looking for, and then like and subscribe, please. We're growing every single day. We're growing exponentially with new subscribers. And thank you so much to everyone who's jumped on that train and joined us over there on YouTube. We love you. We appreciate you. Thank you so much. And you can do that as well. If you're wondering how to get there, it's real simple. You can either go to that YouTube page, go to the original Darkness Radio, or go to darknessradioshow.com, find the show that you want to watch, and click on the video. It's just click on that show. You'll see the video there. It's above the audio deck. Click on that video, and at the end, when it asks you to subscribe, just go ahead and subscribe, and you'll be hooked in right there on YouTube. All right, that'll do it for today. Tomorrow, Supernatural News of Mally Fox. For Jessica Freeburg, I'm Tim Dennis. Thank you so much for continuing to listen to and watch the best in true crime podcasting. This has been True Crime Tuesday.
For more audio and video archives of True Crime Tuesday, intriguing content, fun events, and cool swag, check out darknessradioshow.com. The executive producer of True Crime Tuesday is Troy Palmer. If you enjoyed today's program, please make sure you like and subscribe. This broadcast is copyrighted for the private use of the audience. Any other use of this broadcast, including pictures, audio, descriptions, or accounts of said show, is prohibited without Darkness Radio's consent. Thank you for watching. And be sure to join us tomorrow for Supernatural News with Mally Fox.